Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into a whole stack of sources, articles, data, analyses, all about the AFC World Cup qualifiers, specifically the third stage, and these really crucial matches happening today, Juneteenth, 2025.
Right. And our mission really is to sift through all that info, pull out what actually matters, and, make sense of what today's results mean for getting to the 2026 World Cup.
Yeah, because it's more than just the final scores, isn't it? The sources talk about like national hopes, strategy shifts, just immense pressure.
Exactly. Let's try and unpack that.
Okay, so starting big picture, the 2026 World Cup is expanding, 48 teams. How much does that change things for Asia?
Oh, it's massive. A real game changer. The analyses we looked at point this out clearly. Asia gets 8 direct spots now.
8? Wow.
8 direct, plus another potential spot through an interconfederation playoff. That level of access, it's unprecedented. It makes the World Cup dream feel, well, much more real for a lot more countries.
Okay, and right now we're deep into the third round. Can you break down how this stage works based on the sources?
Sure. So we started with 18 teams. They're split into 3 groups of 6.
Right.
And the format's straightforward enough. Top 2 teams from each group get that automatic World Cup ticket. That's 6 teams sorted.
But there's more to it, yeah. What about the teams that don't finish top 2?
Exactly. And this is key, something a lot of reports highlight. There's a lifeline. Teams finishing 3rd and 4th in their group. They're not out.
Okay. They
move on to a 4th round. There, they fight it out for 2 more direct spots, and then there's even that final playoff chance after that. So this structure, it definitely keeps the drama going longer.
Keeps hope alive for more teams.
Precisely.
And looking at the standings before today's games, 5 teams have already locked up their direct spots.
That's right. Based on the results tracked across these sources, we've got Iran and Uzbekistan through from Group A.
Okay.
South Korea and Jordan are qualified from Group B. And Japan's booked their place from Group C. So for them, today is different.
Different stakes. Which leads us to arguably the biggest fight for a direct spot today, the one everyone's talking about in the reports. Australia versus Saudi Arabia in Group C. Australia seems almost there, mainly because of goal difference.
Yeah, the numbers really tell the story. Australia goes into this match with a +8 goal difference. Saudi Arabia, they're on 0.
Big gap.
Huge. One analysis we read basically said Saudi Arabia needs like a 5-goal win, maybe more, against Australia to snatch that direct spot today.
Which feels unlikely.
Extremely unlikely against a typically solid Aussie defense, so yeah.
So for Saudi Arabia, realistically, this match isn't about sneaking into the top 2 anymore. It's more about, setting themselves up for that 4th round.
That seems to be the strategic consensus from the analyses. They've already secured their place in the 4th round, which is crucial. So today is maybe more about securing 3rd place comfortably, getting momentum, maybe better seeding,
Right, looking ahead. And there are loads of other teams just scrapping to get into that 4th round today.
Oh, absolutely. The sources show fierce battles. In Group A, you've got the UAE and Qatar fighting for those 3rd and 4th spots.
Yeah.
Group B looks really tight between Iraq, Oman, and Palestine. And in Group C, alongside Saudi Arabia, Indonesia is right in that mix, fighting hard for their 4th round lives today.
Let's zoom in on a couple of key games the sources highlight. Japan versus Indonesia. Japan's qualified. Indonesia needs something. What's the thinking there?
Well, multiple reports suggest Japan, being qualified, might use this game to, rest some main players or maybe experiment with their formation or tactics.
Which could help Indonesia.
Potentially, yeah. Indonesia desperately needs a good result to guarantee they move on. But you have to remember, the historical data shows Japan usually dominates this fixture, so it's still a tough ask for Indonesia.
And back to that Saudi Arabia versus Australia match. That goal difference really dictates the strategy, doesn't it?
Completely. The feeling is Australia just needs to avoid a heavy defeat, right? So they'll likely focus on being defensively solid, not taking risks.
Makes sense.
And for Saudi Arabia, even though they technically could use goals, going all-out attack against Australia seems, irrational, especially when the 4th round is the main focus now. Plus, history shows these 2 teams usually play really tight, low-scoring games.
Right. The past results back that up.
Yeah.
What about China versus Bahrain? Sources say they're both out.
Yeah, confirmed eliminated. So for them, today is really just about pride, maybe trying to finish on a positive note, perhaps boost their ranking a little.
A dead rubber, but still means something to them.
Exactly. And the data we looked at suggests both have struggled a bit for goals recently, so it might be another fairly tight, possibly low-scoring affair, which also fits their historical head-to-head record.
So wrapping up today's situation across Asia, it's a real mix. You've got teams celebrating qualification, others in absolutely crucial do-or-die matches for that fourth round spot, and some just playing for pride.
It really is. And those strategic decisions by the qualified teams, resting players, trying things out that the analysis flags, they could genuinely affect who makes it through.
Yeah, this deep dive into all the material really shows the layers, doesn't it? The strategy, the history, the pressure cooker environment of these final third round matches.
Definitely lays it all bare.
Okay, so here's something to chew on as we look towards that fourth round. When these already qualified teams do make those strategic choices, resting players, changing tactics, maybe influenced by things beyond just winning this one specific game,
Yeah.
how much does that ripple out? How much could those decisions, maybe unintentionally, shape the destiny of the team still desperately fighting for their World Cup dream? It feels like a really interesting dynamic to watch.